Good morning. Happy day, my tarot people. I have like 5 birthdays I have to go to today. It's going to be insane. So I'm trying to do it early. Oh, and I'm hoarse. Hey. Yeah, who knew all that screaming would lead to being hoarse? uh, uh, hey, you two, stop it! My lovely minions brought me a gift. It's a very big bird, so I really can't complain. Hmm. I just want to remind everyone to practice your mindfulness and your self awareness so that when your shortcomings come up, that you can recognize and sorry, circumvent the negativity behind it. Take a step back and say, okay, I realize this is a shortcoming of mine. This is something that is not a positive thing that I need to still work on. Okay, so now that I've recognized it, I've called it out on myself. What am I going to do about it? How am I going to um, how am I going to navigate the situation, knowing that I have a tendency to react this way, or I have a tendency to do this type of thing? Um, you know, what am I going to do? You know, instead of avoiding being, maybe you're an avoidance person, and somebody comes at you with a problem, you're like, I don't know, say bye. Maybe instead you take a deep breath and you sit there and you say, okay, you know what? I need a little time to process this, and then I'm going to then we're gonna work on it. Or if you're somebody who loses their shit when somebody like says something contrary to what they, but blah, nah, blah, just the complete, like, I can't stand that somebody has just countered my point. Maybe instead of that, taking a deep breath and not saying anything, or only slightly disagreeing, and you know figuring out how to have a traditional conversation. There's many ways that we can be good stewards of our own life without having to completely just run off and go into hiding and not, you know, not interact with anybody for a month. You know, you don't have to go on like a Buddhist retreat. I prefer to be alone because that's, I I have a very low tolerance for a lot of things. Plus, I just have been recovering from, you know, wanting to exit this planet, which is a pretty severe case of, you know, things. So it all really depends, I think, on how low have you really sunken in your despair and your your trouble. If you feel like you're not living an authentic life anymore, it's really time to take that that step back out of your traditional life and seek your inner voice. You can't continue to keep on when you feel so disparate in in your life. I mean, yeah, maybe you can't quit your job, but there are other things that you can do where you can exit a situation and figure out what you need to do for yourself. Breeze blocks, man. Breeze blocks. Every time. Every time. I like it when my voice gets a little hoarse though, because I get like the sexy growl going on. Who doesn't love a sexy growl, right? And then that sexier cough. Alright, what do we got here? Interesting. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups. Ugh, the Hierophant. Sorry, I didn't sleep at all last night. The Hierophant, the Hermit, and the Ace of Wands reversed. Thank God it's Saturday, right? I'm gonna need a massive cup of coffee to deal with everyone today. So it looks like tomorrow is going to be a new beginning. There's going to be a new new emotional start for you. And it's going to be it's still going to be very traditional in a sense, or the way that you are going to act about it is going to be a very traditional way. And I really like that we have the Hermit and the Hierophant in like next to each other. So it's a very spiritual thing. I think it's going to be a very spiritual beginning for you, of emotional. Maybe you're going to start practicing a new spiritual practice, and that's great. Hopefully maybe it's inspired by me. I mean, I can't say it would be the same as mine, because my spiritual practice is probably completely different than everyone else's, because it's my personal spiritual practice, and I would never want anybody to copycat what I'm doing, like, exactly. But, I'd want to help inspire, and that's the difference. And so it's definitely a more traditional way of doing it, and there's definitely an inner guidance and wisdom that comes with this new emotional beginning. Also, it's a new action as well. We have two aces, bookending two spiritual cards. So maybe there's a new, just spiritual, emotional beginning and action beginning. You feel called to do something, and it lights you up, and you say, I need to start doing this now, right now. And the Ace of Wands in reverse, usually reverse cards, they say, oh, it's like a little stuck or something, but I would want to say that it's just a very fertile time for things to get started. So it's like, it's advantageous to get started. Ooh. Oh God. Two major arcana cards. Two in here and two in here. Shit. Alright. I'm gonna yell less. We'll see how that works. I said I wasn't gonna stop yelling until I was hoarse. Looks like the universe granted me my wish, partly. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep it together. The Tower, upright. Haha. Magician, upright. And the Five of Swords in reverse. So, looks like it says things are busting down. We have 2 aces, so I'm not surprised. Breaking down. Things are just like demolished. It's just tower card. You have been tower carded. It is, I think we had this coming up once before, but like it's just like this breaking down of the old. And like, and maybe it's scary, and maybe it's like, oh my god, something is happening that's like unstable. But I mean, it was on unstable, things to begin with. It was built on sand. So, it's like, it's breaking apart. And like, now you get to rebuild it into something completely different. I mean, yes, it's anxious, and there's anxiety, and it's uncertain, and you don't know, but it's an opportunity to start something different and something new and something better. That's how I always look at it. It's scary and it's awful sometimes, but I mean, you get to do new things, and new things are always fun. In the Magician, you have everything within you to get started and start that new beginning. Those aces, they're there to help you. That energy is like, you got your wand, and you got your cup, you got your new emotional beginning, you got your new action, you got your tower breaking down the old. It's time to start. It's time to get that Magician on. And then the Five of Swords. This is kind of like, you know, maybe you have to argue with yourself almost. You have to. Maybe there's a convincing moment for yourself that you're just like, you're kind of like arguing in a sense. I mean, it's always a sort of a battle. Um, Five of Swords, you're coming out after the Four of Swords. You're like, no, I've been meditating on that, and this is my point. And you're like going out, and you're like having conflicts and conversations with people. And I mean, it's not always like negative, but but the Five of Swords in reverse is kind of like talking about maybe editing, or maybe holding back slightly. And that's kind of what I was talking about in the beginning, where you're like, you're being mindful of like your shortcomings or things that you need to work on, and you're maybe holding your tongue a little bit, or you're not completely going into the same old reaction that you would normally go into. Be a stunner. Alright. I think we got these cards last time. I swear, they keep falling out. Anyways, but it's okay. It's okay. It just means that the energies for love have not really shifted that much. I'm so grateful for you, my love. You give so freely without condition. Life is an endless flow of blessing because of your great love. Let go of inhibitions, be creative, and allow your imagination to run wild. Your love life will transform in ways you never thought possible. How do I know so many Cancers, man? Well, happy birthday, Cancers. You guys are awesome. Stop taking life so seriously. Achievements and possessions will pale into insignificance when your soul's journey back home to the light from which everything stems. Life is constantly changing, yet at its core it remains the same. Love does not change, it only grows stronger. Change is simply love's unfolding its never-ending story. A loving thought triggers a loving response. Your love is felt and appreciated. An angel surrounds you. A sacred union is born. The union of twin souls within a threefold flame. Alright, so I'll leave you with that. You guys have a great Saturday, and enjoy your brand new beginning. Don't fear the change. Don't fear the tower. The tower is not always a negative thing. It's not always scary. I mean, it can be, but new beginnings are great, getting started on something new. Process those emotions from today and get on to something amazingly new. I mean, it seems like you're going to have an offering of something emotionally wonderful tomorrow. So don't deny yourself. Don't, you know, whatever happened in the past, don't let it stop you from being open and accepting of new things in the future, because that's the point. We shift and we change, and we're rewarded with the new in our life. So, I leave you with that, and have a great rest of your Saturday and a wonderful Sunday.